Let's bring in CBS News national security contributor, that's Samantha Vinograd. She is a former assistant secretary for counterterrorism at the DHS and joins us now. Sam, really good to have you here on this particular day. We know that there are more than 40,000 troops in the Middle East, not to mention the Americans that are living in that region. What is being done at this moment to protect them? That's the main concern for many people watching this story.
Well, Gayle, the Iranian regime considers all Americans living and traveling overseas as potential targets, and they have a gruesome track record of activating their operatives known as proxies to kill Americans. Historically, they've really focused on members of the U.S. military and U.S. government personnel overseas. In this threat environment, to protect our people both in the region and around the world, the U.S. government is taking a number of actions. They've increased defensive assets in and around our military installations. The U.S. government has actually evacuated U.S. government personnel from certain embassies in Israel and Lebanon. And for individuals just traveling in the region, the State Department issued a caution alert encouraging every single American traveling and living overseas to register with the State Department so they get travel advisories and guidance on where to avoid and what to do.
Sam, there's all these concerns for American interest overseas, but Americans are also concerned, and I know you are as well, about retaliatory attacks here at home. Could be cyber, could be sleeper cells, you name it. Talk about how concerned you are and what the range of possible responses might be.
I think the Iranian threat to the homeland has never been higher, Tony. We know that for decades, Iran has worked to build what we call a surrogate network here in the United States. It's proxies. So in this threat environment, we know that these Iranian proxies were further activated after President Trump killed Qasem Soleimani in his first term. They were further energized after Israel invaded Gaza, and there were perceptions about U.S. support for the state of Israel. And now, after these military strikes, there's deep concern that these surrogate networks could be activated and could really focus on people and places associated with the U.S. military, people and places associated with the U.S. government, and people and places associated with Judaism and the state of Israel here in the homeland. And that's why government officials at the federal, state, and local level are increasing their intelligence gathering, are increasing their information sharing, and are also increasing just their law enforcement presence and security officials at key religious sites, synagogues, Jewish schools, Israeli diplomatic facilities, military installations in the homeland, and more.
So let's also talk, Sam, about cyber threats, low-level cyber attacks that the Iranians could carry out. How are we protecting the American homeland from that?
Well, Iran has invested significantly in its cyber capabilities, as it's really thought that its military capabilities have been a little degraded. And there are very deep concerns that Iran has a capability and the intent to launch cyber attacks against critical infrastructure, energy and water systems, for example, government networks. And so the Department of Homeland Security is actually working with critical infrastructure operators and members of the private sector to try to increase their defensive capabilities, to share information about potential threats, and really to encourage vigilance.
All right, Sam Vinograd with some crucial analysis for us this morning. Thank you, Sam.